ఇది మన లెగో లీగ్ టెక్ డెవిల్స్ గ్రూప్ partially full group. Okay, ఇప్పుడు Abhi is giving us a demo on all the parts of the EV3 kit.
So this is the EV3 brick. This is where all the programming happens. Like you upload it onto this, and then these two are to like. I'll try it. So you have to guide. There's a bunch of files, and you can like use it to find the program without it charging right now. So can't show it. And then yeah, you play the program on this. So when you're building your robot, you have to make sure that nothing is covering this button, or you can't activate your program.
And also there are the ports that are used for these cables. Basically, these cables connect towards the brick, and you're able to actually put it towards any other one of these pieces over here to be able to autonomously.
So
These are Ethernet cables, right?
Yeah.
Or something
so
else.
Like, yeah, you put it through here, and then so this is a large motor. It gives more like power, and then the medium motor, and then you can connect it. So if you send the program to make a motor move, this is the connection between it. So yeah, and then we'll show you in the video.
So in the kit you get one large motor, one medium motor.
I think you get two large motors, one medium motor, but you can use 3 large motors and a medium motor.
Okay.
Okay, so basically this other motor is a medium motor, and it's actually different from the NXT kit because there used to be 3 of those. Now there are 2 of those and 1 of these for the EV3, the more advanced. So basically all you do is there's like a small spinning motor over here in which you can put like an axle of some sort to make it propel.
Okay.
So this is more for like the simpler things, because all you can do is like spin right there. It's not that much torque. This is for like the more complicated things. Like I would suggest that we use this motor instead of this, because like you can do more stuff with this. This is mostly like you have to put gears and everything for this motor.
Okay, so there are treads. Yeah, I guess. So these treads, we have different types of wheels that we use, and in the wheels we actually have to like use for control of the motors, right?
For moving.
And so there's another type of movement or like rubber wheel that we can use, which are these treads. It kind of shows like a tank structure.
Yeah, it's like a tractor. It's like for hard terrain.
Correct.
But like it's not really that useful.
And then we have the sensors that are more important.
Yeah.
And so you want to talk about them?
Yeah. So the most important sensor by far that we have to use is a color sensor. So if you ever seen the previous EV3 map, there's a black line in the middle. Those black lines are for the color sensor. So it senses the black line and it follows the color sensor. And then we need that so because the EV3 robot, once it senses a light, it knows exactly where on the map it is. And so from there we can go to turning everywhere else. And it's going to happen every single time because it's a definite line and there's no chance of it missing it.
But the EV3, the mat also has other colors like red and yellow
You can
and all
change
that,
the
right?
program.
The main function of it is just to detect different lines.
So the direction and all that.
And
Okay.
when it detects a line, it literally moves left and right. When it
Okay.
sees a light, it goes back or left, black, left.
Okay.
And so this is a touch sensor. So if anything touches it, you can make it command to like, you can make it move back. So it's like an if
Couple
then
steps
statement.
back
Yeah.
or.
So if it touches something, it knows that it hit something, so it moves back or something like that. It's maybe useful in some challenges, but you don't really need it at all times with the robot. Compared to this, you should have it at all times on the robot, or most times. And then the last one, this is an infrared. It's not in the kit we're getting. We're getting an ultrasonic sensor, but they both technically do the same purpose. So what it does, it sends out beams of light that you can see, so it knows how far this object is away from it.
Okay.
So like certain
it's,
challenges, you need to know like where like how far it is, so like you can put your arm around it.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is probably the least sensor you're gonna use. So yeah.
Other than the ultrasonic sensor, because that's more useful. It can be able to see objects more clearly from 2D vision. that one only uses a red and black spectrum light.
This is more for like a remote control.
Okay.
So it's not allowed in the EV3. That's why we get an ultrasonic sensor.
This is the remote control for the infrared sensor.
Yeah, we
It's pretty
can't
much
use
just a
that.
beacon in order to control the actual robot.
Okay.
So yeah, these two aren't including the SIT in the education set. So yeah.
Okay, and so talking more about the Ethernet tuner, there's actually
Different sizes.
yeah.
So these are not the standard Ethernet cables,
Yeah,
right?
no,
yeah.
I see the shapes are different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Basically, they're just like
The edges are different.
Yeah.
in order to place it within inside the brick, you have to have it at a certain weight, and basically there are different sizes. I think one is a
Small, medium.
yeah, they're pretty. It's just small, medium, large.
Oh, the length, by the length.
So like, so if there's an attachment that's really far away, and then you use different sizes compared to the wheels which are just under, you can use small. And
Okay.
there's also a kit of rubber bands, so you can tie all these things together so it doesn't get in the way of like any obstacles or like.
Okay.
So,
But when you build the robot, these wires are going to be dangling out, right?
yeah, but that's why you use the wires so like.
So that you just tie them
you just
to-
tie them together in one spot. So yeah.
And then also, there's one more thing about this is there are letters for one-sided ports and there are numbers for one-sided ports. And do not get mixed up by this, but the big motors and the medium
Any
motors.
motors go to the numbers.
Yeah, like
Oh.
yeah.
So there you go.
And then the numbers go to all the sensors.
So, yeah,
Oh,
numbers,
sensors go to numbers and
and
then
alphabet.
alphabets for the actual
Yeah.
motors. Okay.
And so there's also a PC area over here. Basically, that's just a connection for the USB over here.
But we're probably gonna use Bluetooth connection to download it.
Oh, it does have Bluetooth also?
Yeah, so like
It's
instead of
more
hooking
convenient.
up every single time to download a program, we can just set it on the mat and just download Bluetooth connection.
I've
Yeah.
heard like in some FLL competitions, you can't use Bluetooth when they're at the competition.
Yeah, you can only
Oh.
you have to put the wire to connect it and at the competition, but at home you can always send it Bluetooth.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically these.
Maybe as we get closer to the competition, we'll stop the Bluetooth. Right?
Yeah, we have to practice putting it in.
Yeah. So this is the main parts.
Yeah.
Sounds good. But I don't see the tactile arms and all that stuff. Oh, they're in the box.
Oh, you have
is
to
it?
create them. So
You have
like,
to create them.
here's certain pieces. So like these are all beams and axles.
We'll show you what it is. Basically, you have to use these types of motors and other like major autonomous parts in order for those things to interact and
Yeah.
actually.
Okay.
So like, see, there are holes in this, so you can connect like different beams, so you can make like a.
So that's the
chest.
part that you
Yeah,
actually.
use for building.
These are just a bunch like technic
Yeah,
pieces.
This is
They're all-
the pieces where like all the motion.
So the actual building part happens with
Yeah,
these pieces.
So these are the connecting. These are all the connecting pieces. They're different types. Like there's here's a long blue one for like connecting two things together. Or then there's just a simple
Yeah.
And then there's a simple black connector. We need a black connector.
Yeah. So basically, this is the most numerous amount of pieces there are. This black peg, you really don't
friction
want
black
to
peg.
lose many of these pieces, or else you won't be able to
Yeah.
basically use much of these
They're
other
the most
pieces.
important.
Yeah, that's why you have a vast amount of them.
So like you use them to connect one thing to another piece. And yeah. And there are many different types of pieces for random uses. Yeah, and then there's also friction. So like the black, so this one and the black one, these two are friction. So what you put it in, if you put another thing together, it'll be hard for them to move it around. But like then there's frictionless things. If you put it, attach it, if you attach another one. So for the frictionless one, the blue one, if you attach it, it barely moves. Like it's kind of hard to pull it. Or if you put it on this, you can swing it around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because-
There's more,
Yeah, different.
uh,
more friction.
less traction versus more traction. Okay.
A question if I can ask, when building these ones from a design standpoint, do you get any standards to follow or any instructions to follow or is it something
So no, so there's like simple, like
Good
there's
question.
a manual where you can buy like this, which has like the simple like chassis and all that, like the
Oh, there is a manual which says.
yeah, but like,
That comes with the
yeah,
kit,
that's
right?
it, yeah.
Ah.
But it's very simple, like it's just a generic one. Yeah, like if you're having a hard time building one, then yeah, you use that. But like they suggest that you make your own type.
So
Yeah.
just to follow that, we are putting the right parts in the right
Yeah.
place. And like the 15 that we need.
Yeah, as you can see, there's a bunch of different pieces. There's also gears where you can use.
Gears are pretty important for advanced robotic computation. Like if you want it, when a motor actually moves, it actually has one tendency to move in a direction. But if you want it like in a more increased speed over what speed it actually has
Yeah.
right now, there are different gearing up or gearing down depending on the size of the gear.
Yeah.
So that controls its speed or controls how it actually moves.
Yeah, but gears are the hardest to learn, and then gears can also change direction. Like, so this one, you have to connect an axle to it. Where is it? Oh. Yeah, I don't think it's in here. But it's just like a stick that comes out with four things you
It's like
connect
the
it in.
car axle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so this thing can only move it like vertically and side to side.
Clockwise.
But if you want to do it horizontal, put a bar.
So you put
horizontal.
a parallel gear.
Yeah. So like so you have to put gear so it turns the opposite way.
All my mechanical engineering is coming in.
Yeah. Well, there's two parts: mechanical and engine or software.
This is my kit, and this is what he was talking about axles over here. Basically, it's kind of like
A skinny rod.
this is a rod with like a plus form shape.
Yeah.
Correct. It fits in and then you can fit
Yeah.
something else to it.
And there are different types of sizes. Those are actually important as well because you have to like measure it with different types of in
So
different ways.
these holes right here, if you count them, that shows the size it is. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 15. This is a 15 beam. So yeah, they're different sizes. It's like 3, 5, and it's all numbers going up to multiples like next to all the way up to 15.
And these
Yeah.
axles are actually measured in studs. Basically, you can take any axle over here, like say this one. So you take this one, it's a size 5, so you can be able to measure it easily using this standard.
Yeah.
So everyone will receive this book because actually what he was saying with that one, it actually shows a really good chassis, especially like this one. It shows the actual tractors being used.
Oh,
Like
okay.
an army tank robot in the front.
So yeah.
They have that snake thingy as well, right? With
Yeah.
the scorpion.
Yeah. So you can use a lot of these. Like there's so many different types of
Yeah.
robots you can be able to use, and you can use them for different purposes. So, but you're gonna have to find them online.
Yeah.
And then, if you ever get a robot, you're probably gonna get this, like in my kit. It's just like a robot.
The whole like
Navigation
starter.
map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So you can be able to follow a line, or for instance, you can be able to detect color. It's mainly used for the color sensor, and so you can be able to find stuff easily. So yeah.
This is the one that goes as a mat on the table.
No,
Oh, this
the
one.
other mat is going to be huge.
It's
Right. So it is a replica. I mean,
It'll
something
be
like this.
similar,
Okay.
but this is more like a basic version
Reusable one.
for you to practice your robot at home.
Wait. Yep. Those are the pretty much all the pieces.
And there's also one ball. There's also something called it's just a round ball. So since we're only going to use 2 motors for the wheels, what are we going to use on the back? We don't want it to keep on dragging all the way. So there's a small ball connector we can use. We put it on and it just rolls on the ball. I don't
Okay.
think it's right here. Yeah, I have this. So like yeah, it just rolls.
This is kind of
around.
an upgrade.
Oh, like a wheel,
Yeah.
It's
like a
kinda like
luggage
you can't
wheel.
control it.
Luggage wheel.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an upgraded. It's an upgraded piece for other things. So you can get them like separately, or you can get them in an actual
Yeah.
kit.
So you're most likely gonna use this.
To move the thing.
To move the robot, so it
Because
doesn't
if you
drag
use
down.
like another type of wheel, it's gonna be more complex, and it won't be be able to turn as
Turn easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it goes in every direction, so it's it just follows the front motor.
Sounds
And-
good.
One more thing. These are pretty much the casual wheels you receive.
But we're probably not gonna use these specific wheels because they're really squishy and like that. It's like
So I've seen most of the time they use the tank
Yeah.
one, right?
Like,
Yeah.
no, so the person who's gonna come that if he's gonna give us certain wheels, they're not squishy and they're like better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They
and
reduce traction and friction.
so such as those wheels, you can get other types of wheels like these. For instance, this is just a more thin and more taller type of wheel in which you can be able to move more avidly. And with less friction being used on the board, it's most likely going to be more easier to control.
Yeah, and then they're gonna be skinnier, so it's the robot skin so it can fit through places without damaging any obstacles.
Yeah. And then there are more like cosmetics.
Just like decoration and design.
Oh, you can
Not-
put swords on the side of your
yeah,
wheels
just
and
design.
kill the other guys and all that.
Yeah.
And it's more about one.
It's more, that's
Like
kinda
Mad Max.
core values. It helps on core values, I guess.
So yeah.
Our creativity.
And
Yeah, it's part of
in FLL, there is something I learned when I was over there that we didn't expect. It was called robot inspection. They literally look at your robot and check every single piece that looks well developed and see how your robot is good or more unique compared to the other competitors.
Oh, the
So,
general
yeah.
design principles.
So
Yeah.
basically, even if you like fail completely on all the robot missions, if your like robot looks really well developed and really complex, probably just win that.
Mm.
So like, there's 4 things, as we said before. There's core values, which is teamwork. There's 7 different core values, and we have to incorporate them all. Then there's the project, and then you can just do it's like finding up a solution for a problem.
It's not
Yeah.
related to. It's not. It's sometimes related
Correct.
to this robotics missions,
Yeah.
but
What's usually related to the theme. Like last time was like recycling and like doing. So the project was like it has to be under recycling, like the umbrella. And then there's robot design, which is as we said that, and then and then the
The
robot
robot.
game.
yeah.
So I think this year they did it differently. So out of all of them, robot games is weighed the most. But like you can still do really well if you do okay on the robot games and very good on everything else.
And
We want to be best in everything, guys.
Yeah.
Nothing short
from
of that.
prior experience, I realized that most of our team was working a lot on the robot game, not focusing too much on the FLO project.
Yeah.
Because we thought that was just a side, but it was actually really important for the end. And so we didn't have much time to actually work on it. So this time in this team, we should actually like separate the amount of
Yeah.
time we do it.
Yeah, we need to bifurcate which part of the team works on the project,
Yeah.
who works on the thing, and so on. Yep.
Yeah.
You have to put equal time on everything.
So
Correct.
and then there are just more complex pieces, like I put
Yeah.
over here.
So it's like you just need something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much that's how the robot works. The pieces have
All the pieces.
Sounds good, guys. I think now we are ready for the video.
Okay.
Okay, the 2 kiddos here didn't ask any questions. Did you have any questions, Akshara? Hearts?
I already learned this from a B.
Oh, awesome.
Wait, how many motors?
Tarun, you didn't ask nothing, man.
Yeah, how many motors do you like? Which types and how many?
There are 2 large motors and 1 medium motor. And Shantanu's kit, he has an extra motor. That's why you probably think there are 3.
So yeah, the maximum amount of motors you can use is 4 motors, but you get only 3 motors.
How do you determine?
Huh?
How do you determine like how many motors do you need?
Oh no. So
It
like,
shows in the kit. It actually shows you in when you first start it. Actually gives you a whole list.
But I think what Uncle is asking is in a particular robot design, how do you decide how many motors you need?
So you need 2 motors, or maybe some cases 1 motor for like the wheels. So those 2 are gone, and then for the attachments, you need to like motors for movement, like to go
Movement.
up and down, side to side.
Okay,
So,
up
yeah.
and down and like this side.
So it depends on what you're building, pretty much.
Yeah, you're gonna reuse the motors most likely, so you have to make attachments that you can take off and put back on.
Yeah.
So
do
when
you
you
do any
think of-
calculation to determine or
no.
just guess what?
You'll programming is mostly trial and error. That's the basis of most of it.
Oh, okay.
There's certain formulas that you can find out online for it, but like the main basis is trial and error. So yeah.
And when you think of the sensors and all those other material, I would say the sensors are kind of like appendages. You just add them to it. But the large motors are the most important. You can't miss them out in the robot.
I missed that part. What kind of sensors do you use?
Oh, so yeah.
Light sensors, touch
Power
sensors.
sensor, touch sensor, and
Color.
Also, like
ultrasonic.
infrared.
Infrared.
sensors
Oh,
and-
okay.
మీ వాడు నోట్స్ రాసుకున్నాడు స్వామి చదువుకోను
Yeah, we won't use infrared. We'll use ultrasonic instead.
Okay.
And then there's
Once
so,
the water run, let me know, okay?
and there's so many variables, so the chance of success is gonna happen, but each time is gonna be different. So yeah, don't worry if like it's not working some days, but other days it will work. So yeah.
So did you guys download the program yet?
No.
You think all of that?
దిస్ డెమో ఇస్ డన్ ఐ విల్ స్టాప్ ద రికార్డింగ్
అదే చేస్తున్నాను.
if you're done. Okay.